It's another day's journey.
And I'm glad.
About it.
it.
It's about to be a few hot days journey, brother, and I'm not glad. I'm glad I have AC. I know that.
If you don't got it, I charge you to come over our house for a little while.
Man, listen.
I'm charging people to get in and
camped out in my basement.
Come on, man. This ain't Packer Park pool.
I got a pool too. So
is it? You got it open?
It will be open by the 4th.
Oh,
it will be open by the 4th.
It'll be cold by the 4th.
No, it won't.
No, we were just asking, like, is it just pool open? You know, with the heat wave? Because I was thinking about going to trying to take the kids to Cedar Point this week. And when I looked at the weather, I was like, no,
ain't no way.
This is not stand in line, sweating down the crack of my you-know-what, my Tony Brown.
As long as I've been out in Bezetta, it's been close to 3 years now. Today is the first day I saw a mosquito. I saw where you can get to the
the Mosquito
beach.
Lake, yeah, Mosquito Lake.
Like, this is
ain't no beach.
5 minutes. It says beach.
That's a relative term in Ohio.
That's gravel, bro.
That's gravel. That's dirt, bro.
It was a bunch of people out there, though.
Mosquito dirt.
Oh yeah, they be out.
Oh, that's a popular spot.
I've always driven across the little bridge there.
Can y'all see the fireworks from your house? Oh, we coming to hang with y'all.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, we saw them last year.
Yeah, man, it's good fishing out there. Well, I thought they were gonna name that Donald Trump Lake.
Donald Trump Lake. Yeah, that's what has always scared me.
What they? You go to Donald Trump Lake, you might not come back.
It was more people at the beach than it was at the Donald Trump Fair.
Bruh, it was more people at the Blackfest than it was at the Donald Trump Fair. Shoot.
Oh my God.
Yeah, what's up with that, man?
Man,
does that look like something you would want to?
I just think everything he's doing, regardless of what he tries to say, is failing. And I think he's trying to, he's trying to make everything better than what it is, but it's not working, man.
Can you tell him it's failing though? I mean, when you live in an alternate reality, where he and his supporters live. If
you think about it, this dude, nobody at his little birthday party celebration had a hit since like 1979. You know what I mean? And
they had to cancel Vanilla Ice.
Right. In contrast,
you know how bad you had to be to cancel Vanilla Ice?
In contrast to Obama's opening up his library, literally everybody on Obama's Spotify list was there.
The Obama, exactly, including the dead people. They came back to life.
I mean, the dude.
Michael was there.
I mean, what, four ex-presidents.
You can't beat it.
No. And this is why this dude lives rent free in
these
Trump's
people's
head.
minds.
He lives rent free in Trump's head because
he owns Donald Trump.
Everything he does,
he owns Donald Trump. I mean, this man is gonna go to his grave murmuring Obama. He's gonna go to his grave murmuring Obama. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if like Melania has a crush on Obama or something, or somebody Trump was in love.
She should have a crush on anybody other than her.
Anybody other than him, because he's literally crushing her, literally.
Right.
But and speaking of the Obama, we're gonna get back to the Trump debacle on the mall soon. But to hear some of the criticisms, and I don't know if you've heard, but all of a sudden, presidential libraries, are overblown, overpriced.
All of a sudden, huh?
Right.
All of a sudden, people like Bill Maher and people like that it's a monument to yourself. And what's it supposed to be?
Everybody has had one. And I can guarantee you, because of Obama's, Trump is going to try to make his.
Oh, he's already trying to like a World Trade Center type tower in Miami. Like, they showed a rendering of it. And it's like literally like a World Trade Center looking tower next to this historic little tower, and like dwarfing it like to ridiculous amounts. That's going to be his presidential library in Miami of all places. So that's, but you're building your whole life around, and I hate to say it. I don't know if it's the psyche. I don't know if he represents the psyche of all insecure white men.
Right.
that he just has to make sure that he uses every resource at his disposal to outdo the black guy.
I mean,
'Cause that's what
again-
it's starting to look like.
Again, the dude posted pictures today side by sides of himself when he's 20
Oh, man.
and Obama when he's 18.
Oh,
It's
man.
like, why? And
Obama looked like the coolest cat in the pumpkin patch.
right.
And Trump looked like he about to join the Nazi.
This is this
The
is
SS guard.
Obama was in college, man. You posting it. First of all, they ain't even the same age. At least post them when you the same age.
Trump looked like Heinrich Himmler, second in command of the Third Reich.
It's
Like,
crazy.
this is not the flex you think it is. This is
right.
This is not the flex you think it is.
And the truth of the matter is, let's just say for some reason,
Right.
you thought you looked better than Obama back then. You know, aging of the colors is just
Oh yeah,
it's,
Way different.
It's night and day.
yeah.
You
You
know what I
can't.
mean?
You can't even compare.
Right.
You can't even compare. It's almost so bad that he's gonna make Obama look better than he would.
Right.
Because honestly, the dissatisfaction with some of the things from his term, which every president had, they were already kind of speaking for themselves. It's almost like you spent so much time on this, you're going to put a sheen and a shine back on him. Because now you are both in the status of elder statesmen.
Right.
And one is acting like an elder statesman and the other is acting like an old senile buffoon.
Absolutely.
And it's no longer a competition anymore. If it was, if you could have shown, it'll never happen. And let's just be clear. This is all still a distraction from the Epstein files and the fact that he's a pedophile and that he lost a war in Iran, that he's losing a war in Iran. That's what's really happening.
You know what it reminds me of?
What's that?
It reminds me,
Uh-oh.
no pun intended,
Uh-oh.
but it reminds me of when a pastor leaves a church.
Okay. Well,
And then you say, you know what, I want my old pastor back.
welcome to Religiously Incorrect Podcast. We need to put a 5-minute delay on Jeff. But yeah, I mean, this dude has exercised all the power that one president can have, bullied his entire party and the other party.
Right.
And you still can't get anything decently. Refused to sign the housing bill
And that's
over
crazy.
an unpassable
That's absolutely crazy.
voter ID bill.
How many times has he
winning.
said? How many times has he said this war is over? But it's still going on.
They started bombing him
Peace
again.
treaty is signed.
The funniest thing was the last few weeks when he kept saying we have an agreement, and they were like, "No, we don't.
Right? No, we don't. There is no agreement. We
We didn't agree to that." So, back to this. What's up, Rashad? Hey, Sister Sonya. 34 count. You're correct.
Right,
Don't forget
absolutely,
that.
absolutely.
That's right.
34 counts.
34 counts. Don't forget that. Guilty, guilty, guilty. How many times can you say guilty times 34? This bootleg county fair on the National Mall.
Wait, before we go there,
Yeah.
can I just say that his running mate got ate up by? I love Whoopi.
Oh yeah.
His running mate got
ate up.
Whoopi is the truth. I'm gonna tell you that right now. She needs to run for something.
They'll never let her. They'll never let her. You know, I'm gonna say this since we're off the subject. Let's stay on this subject. I don't want another woman to run right now.
Yeah, it's not.
I'm sorry. I just don't want it to happen. I'm not saying I don't want a woman to run and win. I just don't want to go through this again. Because that seems to be the only backlash at this point. It's just like worse than before. Like that's the whiplash. The backlash is a female or a black person. I mean, I don't even want Kamala to run. Go make your money, sister. Go make your money and bunk these people. You know, I'm not saying she ain't our best hope. I feel like she's the most qualified. I know she is.
Yeah.
That's not the point anymore, though.
Right.
The point is not that anymore, and it's a sad, sad, sad reality. But that's not even the point.
I believe they'll vote for anybody just not to let her in.
I believe they would too. They'll go for a Gavin Newsom. They'll go for a Buttigieg.
Everybody would just jump
maybe
in.
not Buttigieg. They won't. They took his kid from him. Somebody made a phone call. They took his kid from him. That is insane and wrong, by the way.
It is.
And wrong. I don't care what you believe or what your convictions are. Taking somebody's child from them is insane and wrong. But back to this bootleg county fair.
Russ said, I don't want to vote to
right.
Never again.
When CNN went in the first booth, or one of the first booths, they walked in North Carolina. First thing they saw was a Confederate flag.
Say that again?
When CNN walked through some of the booths and walked into North Carolina, the first thing they saw was a Confederate flag on several of the screens.
Wow.
And I guess it wasn't even put up with their permission. The governor had to call, who was a Republican, is not even a good guy. He had enough decency to call and was like, yeah, y'all need to take that down. He was like, I'm racist, but not that racist. It's literally a dumpster fire, man. It's a waste of time. There's like only a couple hundred people. And I'm sure people would go just to go, because if you're a Trump supporter and you're a tourist, you're just going to go just to go. But it looks like trash, bro. The concert didn't happen.
Yeah, the concert didn't happen. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's you know, when you're from the Midwest like we are, we take our fairs seriously.
Yes, sir.
We take our fairs seriously. I mean,
it keeps on getting canceled as well.
Well, a lot of the acts and the artists and the guests, it kept getting pushed back and canceled. And you know, apparently, I don't know if you know this story, but like 10 years ago, Congress passed a bill to prepare for the 250th anniversary of America, the birthday of America. And they allocated $150 million to this nonpartisan organization 10 years ago called America 250 or whatever. I think it was America 250. And so he started his own organization called Freedom 250 and took all the money. And the America 250 people only got like 10 million of it or something. And nobody knows where the other 130, 140 million went.
It's at Mar-a-Lago. That's where it's at. It's at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah. So, I mean, dude is a gangster, man.
He's a straight thug.
He's a gangster.
Straight.
It is what it is. Well, welcome, guys. We've had a few weeks since we last talked, and good to see you, Pastor Jeff.
Absolutely, man.
Good to see you, Big Mike.
Hey.
Hey, listen, man.
What's up?
I was down in Columbus the other day for the pastor's retreat.
Yeah.
So that morning I came back. So I stopped at this little restaurant that everybody was talking about, this little breakfast spot, man. And I'm the first person there.
It was a Waffle House, by the way.
No.
That's what it was.
It's called Eggs. I can't even remember something. But anyway, it's in what's the place you like to go down there? Easton.
I know what you're talking about. They're popping up all over.
Yeah.
It's eggs. Y'all know what it's called. Egg something. Just put it in the chat. Go ahead.
So I'm there. I'm the first person there, and I get in. I'm like, oh, this place is pretty nice. And they Biggie, come on. I love the way you call me Big Pop. And I'm like, yeah, boy. Listen, the next person came in, that song went off faster.
It wasn't one of us, was it?
No. That's funny because I called my waitress over. I was like, you ain't even giving me time to say baby.
Right.
She's like, oh, I didn't even know.
That was the wrong playlist. That was the pre-prep playlist.
It was like the record skip when they came in.
Hey, she turned that joint off so fast.
Next thing you know, don't break my heart. My ain't break me heart.
I was like, oh my God.
They know their clientele, man.
Yeah.
They know their clientele. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Hey, Sister Anita, good to see you. Leah Jameson. Sister Johnson, good to see you. I see you, Mo. What's popping? It's good to be back.
Absolutely.
I got to give a shout out. I got to give a shout out for this shirt that comes courtesy of Latasha Mason.
All right.
She does custom T-shirts and sent me and Shamika a couple. And this one says obedience plus faith equals favor.
All right.
So love you, Sister Latasha. Appreciate it. She did a really nice, touching tribute. I think it was around Father's Day. Put something up on Facebook, and you know, I read it and I didn't even want to respond. I was in tears. I mean, she's a writer, so she just punched you in the gut with her flowery words.
How was your Father's Day, man?
Man, I didn't have a Father's Day. No, it was great. My family came to see me, man. Family came down. Shamika made the trek. Now, we had a halfway point. She didn't drive all the way. Did not have to drive into or in the city at all. But she did make that I-80 trek, meet me about halfway. And her and the two boys were with her. And we had a wonderful, wonderful Father's Day together. Went to church together. went to Coney Island together. Okay, so I gotta tell this. I'll tell this publicly. You guys can just take it or leave it. This is religiously incorrect. So we're gonna have to move our trifecta of celebration from the month of June. Birthday, Father's Day, anniversary, all fall within several days of each other. My birthday is the 16th, anniversary is the 18th, Father's Day is always somewhere in the mix there. This is with no malice or animosity towards anyone. But now,
I already know where you're going.
no matter where we go to try to celebrate, it's a pride event. And I don't care if it was the pride event. I don't care what demographic. I don't care. God bless everybody. Love everybody. Wonderful. But everything's so crowded, congested. It's themed, and God bless the theme. Nothing wrong with it. Enjoy yourself. But it just makes it hard to go anywhere that week. It's impossible. Any big cities we want to visit, we made the mistake. I insisted, and Shamika can blame for that. We were going to go to Coney Island. And Shamika goes, I saw something on the news that said they were going to have a pride parade at Coney Island. I don't know if we should go. It might just be a big mess there. And she was, again, it was just traffic, people, I'm like, nah, this is the only chance to really go. Let's just go. We just going to go. And so we went, and we walked right into the middle of a pride parade.
Was you like?
I pulled out my God hate you. Bitch. Like, you're going there. No, none of that. But the theme was mermaids. So there were a lot of mermen there.
Lord.
And some of it's just over the top, like exhibitionism. And again, I guess that's the point of pride. You know, exhibit yourself, whatever. But, you know, you had two boys. It's not really our thing. But we stayed and had a good time. Went miniature golfing. Boys got on a roller coaster or two. But it was what I thought it was. It was just over the top congested because our brothers and sisters of that, you know, of that identity and all of that, they go all out.
But now that's just in a bigger city, though, yeah.
But yeah, that's true. But I'm saying, that's usually what you do.
Yeah.
I've gone to Cleveland one year. We've gone to Columbus one year. Columbus does it up big. Short North. Everybody knows about Short North, so they do it up huge. We went to Times Square a couple years back, just visiting, and same deal. And, you know, Vegas one year.
I don't know nothing about Short North, I'll tell you that right. That sounds like somebody's name.
You don't
want to meet Short North.
No, man, you get murked. You get murked messing around with Short North. You don't know Short North from the South Side?
I don't know Short North.
Short North used to run stuff in the 80s.
Short North ain't from the Yo.
Right. But I mean, we just have to, because, I mean, and I'll be honest, it's not enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's not enjoyable. I don't care what it was. I don't care if it was a doggone, you know, salesman's convention. I mean, if every time you went out for your birthday or your anniversary and you're trying to have a quiet dinner and there's a doggone parade going outside the window and they're coming into business and dancing around your table and stuff, you're just like, all right, man. I don't care if it was a coaching. I mean, I don't care. Like, I'm through with this. I don't want to be around as many people with one, like, theme agenda you can't escape. It doesn't matter what it is. I wouldn't want to be around church folk. I mean, just go away. Like, you know,
I'm trying to enjoy
go shout somewhere else. So yeah, I mean, but it was the greatest time, and it was good having the family with me, and worth the trip.
I was so amazed, man. You know, we just had a great Father's Day service. Mm-hmm. You know, went out to the Roadhouse, and you know, and I'm just sitting there, you know, eating them.
They were giving out free steaks and still couldn't get men to come in.
Listen, man. And the funny thing is, I go to Roadhouse all the time.
Right.
But they had like steaks for like $200. You know how you pick your own
you can pick them.
Someone was like 200. They was like this. I'm like, nobody.
That's a Trump steak.
It's like this is our. You know, we're competing to get somebody to buy this. Well, y'all can stop competing with me.
Yeah, I'm not in this competition.
Yeah, this not gonna happen. But I'm sitting there, man, and I look up, and my daughter. My daughter from Columbus was, man, it was just, Doc, I like literally had to fight back tears, man. My daughter and my grandchildren.
They came in.
And, and
that's the best.
You know, y'all probably see, we went
I
home
saw the
down
dance.
those TikTok dance.
What would Jeff be without a TikTok dance? What would TikTok be without a Jeff dance?
And it wasn't even me though. It's my daughter.
She wanted to make it happen.
She's like,
cool.
Let's do it. She pulled one up, found it. And but it was just great to spend time with. I pulled out the tractor and rolled my grandkids around on the tractor, man.
Now you know the joy.
Yes.
You're a grandpa now.
Yeah,
You know the joy.
Yeah, it was wonderful, man. It was absolutely lovely.
Grandpa
man.
Stanford.
Right.
It was absolutely wonderful.
Paw.
Man.
Right.
But it was crazy because my wife knew.
That she was coming?
Yes, I had no, and I'm like, why would they give us this big table with all these chairs? I was like, maybe, it's Father's Day.
It's Father's Day. They want.
I had no idea, man.
That's beautiful, man. Yeah. Shout out Chastity, good daughter, surprising good dad. That's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, big respect to all the fathers out there. We didn't catch you last week, but want to make sure you are appreciated, even though ain't no songs about you. The only song about dads is Papa Was a Rolling Stone. You don't get Sadie or none of that stuff. You just get Rolling Stone. But man, it's been a while, man. And last time, and I'll tell y'all, we've done a lot of like catch up. How you doing? Ain't seen you in a while shows. Don't forget, we actually do real content. Real content. So, we're going to get back into the flow of that. But before we get into the main subject, you already know that it's about to be meme of the week because it's got to be meme of the week. So
we do a meme or amen or no?
No, let's do meme of the week because amen or no, we'll bring that into our subject.
All right, but
so let's roll. Meme of the week. Roll it.
Meme of the week. Meme of the week.
Welcome to Religiously Incorrect, ladies and gentlemen.
Meme of the week. Meme of the week.
Thank you. Send us your memes of the week.
Meme of the week. Meme of the week.
We are. These are all jokes. We are just playing.
All right. So there are two things that I really do love. First of all, a white guy who can play the organ.
Okay.
I've known a few. There's nothing like it. I don't know what it is. It's like a white guy can sing R&B. You know what I mean? It's like Bobby Caldwell. You just
John B.
Yeah, John B. They just get a few extra cool points.
Right.
But also people who just learn how to be creative and enjoy themselves while they're singing, which this person very much is. Flowing on the organ.
Okay.
And singing. I mean, just enjoy is all I can say is enjoy our meme of the week.
Yeah, the Lord. He will provide.
Oh, got a tongue.
One way.
I like them chords, man.
Yeah.
One, two, buck a Marshall, 3, 4, 5, 6, pick up the sticks, 7, 8, lay 'em straight, on way,
Yeah, I did like the chords.
way,
You got a Michael Jackson glove on?
Yeah. I was waiting to see.
will provide. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I know Mother Marsh going up.
Mother Marsh. Take your lap, Mother Marsh.
She going up.
Take your lap. Hey, some of y'all wish. You know why they let him play in the Lord's house? You know why they let him play? Because we've been playing.
Because it's hard to find musicians.
It's hard to find. Yeah,
It's hard to find music.
We'll put up with him.
Let
He
him
can play
go.
the organ.
Let him do it. Let him do what he got to do.
Look.
Let the Lord use you.
I told you.
Man, right there she is. Hey, she forgave him for everything he did before that. As soon as she heard yes, she forgave him. Dr. Wingfield said, "I'm screaming."
Did he say 1, 2, unbuckle my shoe?
I don't know if he knows what he said.
3, 4, shut the door.
5, 6, pick up sticks. 7, 8, lay them straight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Listen, however you get your happy, whatever does it for you. Whatever does it for you. I've heard worse. Yes.
Oh yeah, I've heard a lot.
We've heard worse.
A lot worse.
I mean,
Absolutely.
He was killing it though, man.
the chorus was on point.
Yeah, he was killing
The chorus was on point, and he had like the Hulk Hogan. He like hulked up. Did you see like his hair started shaking? He had like an Ultimate Warrior thing
I was
going
ready
on.
for him to turn around like Raymond Bonner. did, just
Listen, play backwards. If my mom would have laid hands on him. Listen, you know, this is the epitome of when they say coming in his own way.
Coming in his own way.
He's coming in his own way.
Let the Lord use you.
Let the Lord use you and Dr. Seuss.
Definitely Koji.
And then he let Bishop Mason use him.
Definitely went to Koji.
He went from Dr. Seuss to Bishop Mason. Where could you get that in one song? And the drummer wasn't phased either. He's like, I'm used to this. The drummer's like, I'm used to
He
this.
just kept it going.
Just back him up.
Right.
Just do what he's gonna do.
It's going viral.
Just go. We know this is going viral, right? We already know where this is going. All right, are we doing a sponsor? We want to give a shout out.
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
Hey, Annex Events, all of your decoration needs, custom tables, chairs, tents, table settings, and of course, machines and what do we call that? The party igloo? The party dome.
The Diddy Dome.
The Diddy Dome. Not the Diddy Dome with oil included. Call Annex Events at 330-979-2909 if you need some last minute family reunion, graduation, open house, or just family picnic supplies. Give them a call. Let them know Religiously Incorrect sent you. Thank you, Annex Events, for being a sponsor. And if you'd like to be a sponsor of this show that will probably air once every 2 months,
Get a good
it'll be well worth your time.
Good discounted rate right
It'll
now.
be well worth your time.
Oh, millions and millions.
The millions of, I mean, what are we on? SpaceX now? And Starlink satellite?
Everywhere.
Yeah, we're everywhere, man. Betamax, everywhere you could think of.
Netflix,
Even the thing
We're
Larry
on
Brown,
Netflix.
even the thing
Netflix.
Big L wanted us to be on.
Big L.
What was that? What was that he wanted us on?
Prime, MGM. What was that? Room? What was that?
Our chat room. I don't know what it was.
Room.
It went away that quick too.
Yeah,
that
it went
audio
quick.
chat room thing. That's how quick we forget about things in this. Oh well, we'll be on Vine.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I call this second half of our episode The Only Constant. The saying goes, the only constant is change.
Yes.
The only thing you can count on, Dr. Wingfield, is change. I know you guys have been hurting since we haven't been here. I mean, this has been a
Football season. Ain't
there's
going
no
on.
football.
Basketball is over.
Basketball is over. Baseball is still trash, pretty much.
Don't nobody want to watch no baseball.
Or hockey.
The World Cup, man.
The World
Y'all
Cup.
slipping. Y'all slipping.
Do you watch the World? I forgot. Mike was a soccer player.
Ever since Omar Vesquez stopped playing baseball.
Right. I
watched
was
him.
over. Yeah. Ever since Man Ram started playing. We called it Man Ram.
Take a yard, Omar.
Right. I went to Chalupa. But yeah, so Sunday night is where it's at. And I call it the only constant is change because, not just because we're going through change, but because we go through change, everything goes through change. I was going to put this on Facebook, but now I have to be careful with everything I say because people might read something into it. But here was the quote. Change changes you. Change changes you. And another quote I put in conversation to try to talk through some people who are struggling with the changes that have been going on in our lives, particularly through the church and all, is transition is an opportunity for transitions.
Say that again.
Transition is an opportunity for transitions.
Okay.
So in our case, in a church situation, you can want everything to kind of stay the same. I've made a departure, but people will take advantage of a time of transition to implement their own transition because it's a convenient time.
Absolutely.
Or no better time, quite frankly. Why not? I mean, if a manager or a CEO is leaving a company, then the workers under them, the coach, of a team, when they transition, usually those assistant coaches or staff members might find other spaces, whether they go with them or they go and look for their own elevations. And so that's just a part of it. I guess the issue really is everybody says they want change. I'm not sure people know how to handle it, particularly in this world that we call the church. And it brings to mind, which I said a little earlier, Amen or Nah, which is a segment we had introduced some months ago before I abandoned you all. There's a clip I wanted to play because it speaks to that change, and that's in our particular Reformation, the National Baptist Convention, which is the largest and biggest and oldest Black Baptist organization, where we have a new president, Reverend Dr. Boise Kimber. And he is clearly introducing a great deal of change in National Baptist Convention. I'll say why this is important. I'll say why it's important. Like, for instance, I've been in the Baptist church for 10 years as a pastor. And like, this came from other people when I got into the church. It was basically like, don't even bother with the convention.
Right.
And, you would just watch online and be like, this doesn't really resonate with me. This doesn't touch with me. Now, to be fair, I say this all the time. If there's any entity or engagement, I don't care if it's politics, church, or whatever, you owe it to yourself to get involved and engaged and either make your own judgment about it or be a change agent within it.
Yes.
At least make your own judgment about it. Don't let somebody else tell you, don't go there, don't go here. It's worthless. It's not worth your time. It's a waste of time. It's all about whatever you want to say. It's all about money, prestige, whatever. Because you know how people talk about these things. Or it's just all about positions. They're just jockeying. It's politics. It's money. It's whatever. Or, there's no use. There's no use in going. They going to be the same. They're never going to change. Well, apparently something changed. You know what I mean? Something has changed. And so, so I'm big on that, but, I've not had a taste for going. Now, part of it is I'm a little younger. I have a few places that I do go, and I can only afford so many trips a year. Right. Only so many places I can go. And so it's never been at the top of my list. I'm seeing something that makes me want to check it out. See if I want to get engaged to a certain level. And it's not just what you're going to see in the clip. I don't want you to think this is a shallow thing, but this is indicative of what is beginning to happen.
Absolutely.
And it's been happening across the spectrum of Christianity. The openness, the crosstalk, so to speak, worship expression, the idea of us just, the Presbyterians and Lutherans used to call themselves this, but some of us might embody this, the frozen chosen, where you just kind of real stuck and stayed.
Definitely Lutheran.
But Dr. Kimber has introduced more open worship, younger people trying to mix it up, new voices, and female ministers. Again, it's been happening. Right. At the local level. We all believe in women in ministry, ordaining people, preaching, pastoring in some cases. But at the convention level, that's usually where the buck kind of stops in a lot of our denominations. If you don't believe in it, that's where it stops, at the convention level. So to see what we're seeing, I'm encouraged by. And so this is a bit of an amen or nah, but I think we'll all kind of have an amen to it, but I want to play it anyway. So here's our president just making a little comment about how worship has shifted under his leadership. Take a look.
Let me say this to you.
Oh, we lost it. We can't see it. We turned this off on accident.
I want you to hear this. I received a call yesterday.
The whole TV's off. Yeah.
And I want you to put this on the reel.
Don't go out.
Okay. Are we on?
That's my fault, y'all. Hold
Are
on.
we still on? Yeah. You alive? Okay. Our monitor, but
no, it wasn't no glitch. I hit the wrong button.
It's a glitch. I was trying to be nice. That's the glitch. Okay, you can go ahead and
we mirror. Are coming back.
You can mirror again.
Just stay right there.
But we wanted to be able to see and hear as well what we're about to show you. So versus what I've seen in years past, because there are some, and I'll give a shout out before we show it. I'll give a shout out because I think the best televised convention, honestly, it's a close second, but the top to me is Church of God in Christ. Now, Full Gospel Baptist is a close second. They do very well with their convention process. But when you talk about your major conventions, Church of God in Christ always had it. And I always felt when I first came into the Baptist church, like, nah, y'all can do better than this. And so now we should be able to see what we want to see.
Just for conversation's sake, I put Full Gospel a little bit over Church of God in Christ.
You have every right to be wrong.
Yeah, I'm just telling you.
Go ahead.
I put a little.
Just remember who's chasing who.
Let me say this to you.
This is a Baptist
I want
convention,
you
by
to
the way.
hear
Right.
this. I received a call yesterday, and I want you to put this on the reel. And the person called me, and I reluctantly answered the call. And he said to me that you all are turning the National Baptist Convention into a Pentecostal church. And I said to him, I want you to hear me. I said to him, you must don't know who my good friend is. And I said, presiding Bishop Drew Shears and our good friend, and whatever he claims to have, I got more of it.
And I like the spirit of it. First of all, I like the lighthearted spirit behind it. He's not trying to prove a point or anything. He's just saying, I'm in this flow too, you know?
And I think you're always going to have those who are stuck and staunch. I don't want to say stuck. I say staunch.
You said what you said, Doc.
They're going to sit there. They're going to mean mug. They're going to look. And, you know, and
we had him in second.
But
you have them. We've had them.
Absolutely. But
I'm gonna shout anyway.
You gonna shout anyway. I'm gonna do what I gotta do.
Right.
We're gonna have fun. I'm not looking down on them either.
Exactly.
And I think that's the.
And there will always be space and room for those worlds to.
Absolutely.
So, the devotions ain't going nowhere. Hymns ain't going nowhere. You know, old school. But if you got some new to us. At an official level, so to speak, bringing it to the big stage, I think it's a beautiful. Of course, it's an automatic amen for me. And I want to be clear here: it is not just about the shout part. You know, we just gonna pretend like we're acting like we're something, right. But that's not the whole point. There's an expression that's always been there that people have suppressed because when you get to that level, you're supposed to be more Baptist, which is has a own connotation and image, than you are filled with the Holy Spirit. Which you also are, but you kind of hold back when you shouldn't. And so I think that's a beautiful expression, again, from the top.
Right.
From the top. It's been happening. We can name all the pastors, God is using across lines. Leah said that was me just sitting there. Like, I'm gonna let y'all go on ahead and get back to me when you're ready to schedule a protest.
But we can do that too, though.
You don't have to neglect one for the other.
Right.
But let's talk about it, though. There are going to be people who feel just like the person that called him. This is not my church. This is not our identity. This is not our tradition. You're capitulating to something else. You're humoring or favoring or even mocking or mimicking something else. And I don't like it.
But again, I think, whether you like it or not, it is not that it's unbiblical.
You can't call it unbiblical.
So you can't call it unbiblical. First of all.
Right. Second
of all, like you said earlier, everybody who comes in, when you're talking about from the top, has a way of doing, anytime you read a sign, you go to a store and read a sign that says under new management.
Brother.
You are... you
might as well brace yourself.
Right, you have to brace yourself for what change is going to come.
And can I tell you, and this is just a theory of mine. no matter how much you want consistency, change is going to occur when change occurs.
Absolutely.
It's inevitable.
It's inevitable.
Everything must change.
Everything must, especially if there is a change of administration, leadership, even just personnel as generations age, pass away, fade away in a way as far as prominence and sort of directing the feel and the flow of a thing. It's kind of like the social norms. And what I'm seeing is we are in this wave of great change, particularly as it concerns, let's just be clear, I can name two particular places, Black church and Black politics, or Black church and politics that affect Black people.
That's it.
Okay. Where I'm wondering how well we're coping with it. We want all that comes with it without losing our identity and what we're familiar with, but we're really not prepared for it. And let's talk about a few of the reasons for it. One of the reasons we want to tackle is because of who's been in charge.
Absolutely.
And who's still in charge while change is flowing around them. If you've been in a certain flow for 30, 40 years, I get that that's your flow. But sometimes we go through massive upheavals and it happens right around you or right up under you. And what got you to where you are may not be the thing that takes us to the next place. And here's where it gets dangerous. How y'all doing? You don't get to choose the pace of how quickly things shift under and around you, no matter how much you want to dictate your part in the change. Change doesn't have to wait on you.
Absolutely.
Change does not have to wait on you to take effect around you. And I think that's one of the follies our culture. And I've often said that sometimes it took us so long to get things that once we get them or attain them or get the positions or whatever, that's what makes it that much harder for us to give them up or to acknowledge that that time may be fading even around us because I just got here.
Right.
I've been fighting uphill all my life, and now I finally got to the pinnacle, and I want to, I finally got elected to this office. I finally became the pastor of this church, whatever. And I finally got the head of the cupcake committee, whatever it might be. And now we're like, hey, we don't need cupcake committees no more.
Right.
And we're like, but I just got here. Right. I've been serving as the vice president of Cupcakes for 30 years. Sister Mabel finally died, and now y'all telling me y'all don't want this no more. So you can't take the march of time out of this. And how do you see that? Because sometimes we see really, really great examples of forward-thinking people who are elders. But I'll be honest, sometimes your forward isn't forward enough.
You're absolutely right. Absolutely. I just believe that there's been a lot of people who have been there but been wrong. And I think, older doesn't always mean right. It just means you've been wrong longer.
Ooh.
And so I think the other
But it worked for me though.
But it doesn't work for everyone.
Yeah.
It does not work for everyone. And a lot of it depends on the ministry that you're in.
Yeah.
I did one thing at one church
place
that I was at. The next church I was at, I could not do, regardless of how forward thinking I thought I was.
There's stuff I cannot take with me to where I'm going, where I'm at now that I did here. Absolutely.
I put a post up the other day that said, I cannot keep my son from, exempt to all the dangers in the world, but I can prepare him for most of them.
Right.
And so I think the thing to do is try to prepare the people. You know what I mean? When you're going there, it's not for me to go into a place and like try to force these changes right off the back.
Right.
Mike and I have been at Wheatland Tube now, 20 years, going on 20 years, something like that.
Yeah,
how many managers have we had?
Plant managers? About 5.
About 5 in 20 years. You remember the one guy came in and rented DJ equipment?
Yeah.
We had DJ equipment in the steel mill.
Wait a minute.
Listen, I mean, jamming up in that mug. And I'm like,
what was the purpose of this?
It didn't last.
It was we were on shutdown.
Yeah.
Where they maintenance do all their thing and everybody got to come and clean and all that. So he figured he hired a DJ playing music to make it better. It didn't work.
Did that make it better?
He wasted his money.
That was a bad change.
No. Before he got fired, he was like every other manager. What's going on out there, y'all? Why are we not running? But
right.
But you just can't. You can't
force it on people. But I'll be honest. Change forces itself on people. You know what I mean? Times change, people change, norms change. Sometimes you don't need a person to make change. Sometimes what ends up happening is that a particular person, I can speak to this in my, new setting. Sometimes the person just comes to embody a change or lead a change that's been happening,
right,
and was just looking for someone to be the figurehead and the face of it. So like the mayor of New York, for instance. I mean, you're talking Democratic Socialists of America winning the mayoral election in the largest city and the most prosperous and vibrant, well-known city in the world. Not just in Mamdani, not just in the city, or in the country, but in the world. And people talking leftists, people, all of this, communists, all of that kind of stuff. But this movement has been going. This dissatisfaction has been brewing. This thought process of why can't we? Why do we have to shove ourselves into this two-party system that we feel are like two sides of the same coin? Right. And so that person comes about. I don't care if it's Obama. I don't care if it's Trump. Now it's Mamdani. There's a figure, that is the face of it. Of course, that means they become attacked, for it and all that stuff. But the fact of the matter is, there are millions of people who were already feeling this way. This was not just. And can I just say this? Change is not just hype, even though it looks hype. Change is not just energy and excitement, even though it has a lot of energy and excitement. When true change begins to happen and you're able to see a monumental shift, a seismic shift like that, a lot of stuff has been brewing in the unseen things. A lot of conversations have been had. A lot of ideas have been shared. All right, there's not enough hype in the world to get to certain echelons in a real way. Let's be clear. And that goes for Donald Trump, too. A lot of the stuff that he espouses has been brewing and growing and discussed and planned and strategized for years.
So true.
For years. So to only attribute certain movements, which is a mistake. We thought Donald Trump was an anomaly and that he could be laughed off of a debate stage. Remember that?
Absolutely.
Do you all remember,
I remember
when we said, when we're through with this fool, okay, like in the first primary debate, talking crazy, but even if he's a fool, there are a bunch of geniuses behind him.
Yep.
Or people ready to pounce and make him their guy, that here we are, literally 10 years later, 12 years later from the time he got started on this campaign. So now that we're looking at another side now politically, we're seeing it in churches now. This isn't just, unsatisfied people just want to throw out old folk or do away with traditions. Like we said about Dr. Kimber. There have been Spirit-filled Baptist churches all over the country. There have been Baptist churches with women ministers. I go to one. I pastored one in Warren. I'm pastoring one, assistant pastor in New York, robust female leadership. And so it's finally making its way to the top and people are clutching their pearls. And they're like, nah, you weren't paying attention to the church down the street that was already doing this.
Right.
You weren't paying attention to your own brothers and sisters right around you. So I feel like you have to give change its credit.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like the weight behind it. Do some of the ideas that come forth always have a lot of meat to them at first? No. But sometimes the meat builds around them.
Right.
If you give it time. Right. Trump was just ranting until somebody wrote Project 2025. Somebody took all them rants and just randomness and turned it into a whole plan that has flipped our Supreme Court upside down, Voting Rights Act upside down, immigration upside down. I mean, everything you can think of.
And they used him to a point because he was bold enough
to put
bold
itself out
enough
there.
to put itself out there and say, this is what we're going to do. And like you said,
He said what he heard in the back room, just grabbed the mic and started.
There is a system. There is a strategic system that's taking place behind the scenes, like you said, when this change takes place. I mean, the Bible specifically is write the vision and make it plain.
That's it.
There's a vision that is being made, and people are sticking to the vision, and they're moving forward. And for that, I mean, I think
And we haven't learned how to do it yet, by the way.
Absolutely. You have to give some of these people credit for that.
President Harrison, Ohio Baptist State Convention, love you, Mr. President. Jeff's president, of course,
Absolutely.
and my de facto
Absolutely.
president. People usually reject the new from the norm until the new benefits them. That is very true. People usually reject the new from the norm until the new benefits them, and they can take credit for it and say, look, I was encouraging this all along, that kind of a thing. The other thing I want to talk about with change is the trust factor. You know, and this is something that I used to communicate at Second and often talk with other young ministers about, is that when you come into a new place, I'm in it now, I was in it 10 years ago, younger people will be like, oh, you're going to change this, you're going to change that, you're going to up in this other. First of all, and people like Pastor Harrison being a mentor and a big brother to me, a father in the gospel to us, Reverend Simon, Bishop Clark, all the ones that were around in that time were saying, no, first you have to gain their trust.
Absolutely.
And I had to start communicating that to younger people. Wow, they were expecting me to give the speech to the older, staunch stalwarts of the church of why things need to be turned upside down, why we got to throw these hymns out, we got to paint the walls, all this stuff. I had to explain to younger people, yes, there will be messages and statements and principles I'll need to lay down to that effect. But I always need to talk to you all who are part of my generation and younger about what we've been entrusted with.
Right.
These people are stuck on some of these things because their blood, sweat, and tears are embedded in these things. You just see a communion table that we can just move, or a pews that you could just remove, and they see what they paid for, their grandparents fought for. And even if they would embrace what we have to offer, they want to know that they can trust us with what they left us first.
Right.
Okay, can I trust you to do right by us, even in the midst of any changes you have to introduce to us? What are your intentions? Is it just to boost your ego, compete with the guy down the street, make this in your own image, or are you really looking out for the best interests of the church and taking our thoughts and the heart of God? We're not taking God out of this. We're not playing some political thing, but the heart of God is the heart of people, you know, taking the people's hearts into consideration. And over time, as I would speak to my predecessors sometimes, who sometimes couldn't get things done, there were certain reasons for that. Turmoil, things, just whatever, church stuff, right? He literally asked me once, how did they let you do this? He sat in the funeral with me once and said, how'd they let you, when we had renovated the pulpit, how'd they let you do this? I said, we talked it out together. I loved people, heard the people, presented something, and I think the way I shared it was acceptable, and I had the capacity to move forward and do it in a efficient way.
Right.
And so they could see the benefit for the whole church. And one of the things that now I can say on this side of the experience, my whole dream was to take this treasure I'd been given and shine it up and make it even better, so that if the time ever came that I had to leave it, whether it was through, transition or death or whatever, it would be a better place than when I found it, not for my own glory, but for God's glory and the good of the church. But there's trust involved.
Absolutely.
And there's two sides to that trust. There's the people who have built, wanting to be able to trust the people who are coming in behind them, or who are going to take their spaces, or who are just going to have the decision making, or whatever it might be. But there's also the willingness to trust. To believe that someone else can do as well or better than you the way they know to do it for the season that they're in. And I think we have to address that, because sometimes there's a reluctancy to trust that if it's not my way, it can still get done within God's will, so to speak. Have you ever wrestled with that, where you felt like you had to earn trust, or felt like you struggled to trust?
I definitely struggle with earning trust. And I mean, I think that happens no matter where you go, especially as a pastor when you first get there, because half these people you don't know from the man in the moon.
Sure don't.
And, if you don't know, luckily you knew your predecessor very well. I knew my predecessor at the place I am right now very well. And I think, it goes to a scripture where I think it was John the Baptist. He was in jail, right? And he read, are you one, or should we look for another?
Right.
And how did Jesus answer him? The blind see.
Right.
I'm giving you proof that what I'm doing is working.
What else do I need to show?
Yes,
yeah,
and we have to.
You can look if you want to.
Right. There has to be some proof. There has to be some, actual factual proof, tangible proof that what you're doing is working. Like you said, I'm not just trying to do this to compete with somebody else down the street, but I'm doing this for the benefit of the church, for the city, for the community.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so it takes time. It does. It takes time. We can't just, change. Most of it is not, momentary.
No, it's not.
I mean, I've talked to Pastor Harrison. Matter of fact, when I remember when Pastor Harrison first got there, and they were still doing the devotions.
Right. Yeah, he's talking about it now. Yeah.
They were still, and all of a sudden, now they got the praise team and they doing their thing. So it took some time though.
Right. He was talking about when he came here, one of the first things they wanted him to do was tear down the old sanctuary, and he said no. And probably a great idea and principle for a younger pastor, because back then he was the younger pastor, right. So 31 years ago, our plight, Reverend, and you knew how people might feel about it. Matter of fact, people would encourage you to do something that they'll blame you for later.
Absolutely.
That young kid came in here and tore it. It won't say that they were the ones that told you ought to do it, and he kept the chair of the former pastor up. And again, that's honor while you're still embracing change,
And I would even suggest, especially a lot of these younger ministers, to stop making change based on these silent meetings.
Thank you.
Silent meetings.
Yeah.
You really ought to do that over phone calls.
I don't care if it's a church. Of course, I'm in public service.
Right.
There's always an opinion gallery on the side,
right,
that will often never really say publicly what they feel. We see it in community organizations. If you're part of an organization in your community, you have an official meeting, you got a board, you got a vote, you got all this, and after they get done going through all the motions, they see you in the parking lot. And here's how I think we really ought to handle the bowling club. This is what we need to change.
Absolutely.
And then they want you to be the one to put your neck out there. But it does require trust, and that's a hard thing for us, because things can become your baby.
Yes.
I mean, I'm going to leave office eventually. There are things that I want the person who comes after me in my public office to maintain and keep a focus on. What if we get another pot of money, or we have an opportunity for something? Would they go in the direction of concern that I was in? I know what the guy before me would have done with like the monies we got after COVID. I know where some of that money would have gone. It wouldn't have gone to some of the things that I chose to point it towards.
Right.
And so whether there's money there or not, there's always opportunity, there's always advocacy, there's always legislation that can promote certain concerns. And I'm looking at people like, can I trust you? Not that I get to make the decision, but if I were to promote or advocate for someone, can I trust you to keep that focus? Church, of course, I don't get to vote in what, who my church calls, my former church calls. But there's obviously certain things I want to be able to trust a person would maintain certain great things that have happened. And I'm sure that others have felt that way and do feel that way about me in the same vein. That's where political endorsements come. Can I trust you to represent what I'm endorsing?
Right.
Or are you going to take my endorsement, get in the office, and then do something crazy? That kind of stuff. The other part, go ahead, Mike. Big Mike.
No, you about to switch it up, but
that's cool.
What about the fear of change and having faith in change?
I'm glad you mentioned that. Because People don't want to admit it, but fear drives us more than we think.
Absolutely.
And sometimes it's well-founded. I've dealt with it, wrestled with it, and honestly somewhat suffering from it now, having made a change that I know affects other people. And the fear is, what happens when I'm gone? What happens when I'm gone? Well, how will they make it without me? That sounds so self-serving and arrogant, but it's real. It's real. You know, some of that fear comes from, I have to submit to the unfamiliar. I have to submit. Do you know why a lot of traditional Democrats I have to submit to the unfamiliar and I have to cede power to someone else? You know why traditional Democrats are a little intimidated by the Mamdani movement, the Democratic Socialist movement? Because it's not theirs.
Right.
They're not in control of it. The mechanisms that they use, the meetings, the precinct people, it's operating outside of their system. They don't have a say in it. We can argue about policy all day long when the real issue is power. And people fear not having power and control. And I don't mean in a toxic way. I just mean not being as involved as you once were and being able to influence things the way you once could. That's what it really is. Half of these people agree with these policies. They're just mad somebody else is getting famous promoting it.
That's right.
And they wish. And let me say this about change. A lot of the people who get mad at change are really mad that they weren't the ones bold enough and positioned in the right place to make the change themselves.
Absolutely.
Because change requires a certain boldness, and I'm seeing that now. We're seeing it in the church. When certain people run out in ministry formats and they do things, other folk in the church will criticize what they see another church doing, wishing all along they could do it. Wishing they could do what Jamal Bryant's doing. Wishing they could do what a Mark Moore is doing. Wishing what they could do what a Freddie Haynes is doing. And so instead they sit back. I wish I could be that bold and get away with it. I wish I could call out the president publicly and get away with it. I wish I could, change the rules around who can preach and who can serve and and get away with it. And you can't, so you're mad at the one who can. Or you had the chance and you didn't take it. We see it in politics all the time. We see it in church all the time. You could have made that more dynamic shift and you didn't.
Yes.
Somebody else comes along and said, I'm about to do it whether you like it or not. And there might be a whole new crowd that supports me that, and I might drag some of yours and get a new crowd on top of it.
Absolutely.
And we're uncomfortable with that. We're uncomfortable, to be honest. We fear not being in control. Absolutely. That's the biggest fear, to be honest. If people would be really, especially if you're in control.
It made me think of another little scripture when those three Hebrew boys and they gave them positions as soon as they got there, and when they asked them to do what they're supposed to do when they played the music and they didn't bow and they didn't bend, the Bible says, and the expression on Nebuchadnezzar's face changed.
Yep. His face changed. His attitude changed. As Bishop preached a few weeks ago.
Now you are not, you're not bending your will to what I want.
And this has been the expectation I've always had and what everybody else has always met.
And the fear is that people are going to see you
and
not
follow
doing it and follow you. Absolutely.
That's correct. And so I do believe there's a genuine fear of the ramifications and the consequences of the change. People are like, well, what people are saying right now politically? Well, if we let these Democratic Socialists win, they will be harder to win in the general. They're winning the little liberal battle, so to speak. But what happens when you have to sell this to America? Well, remember, let me take you back. Once upon a time, that same argument was happening in the Republican Party. These Tea Party crazies might be winning over the party now, but they'll never win in a general election. Donald Trump might be able to dominate the Republican candidates in primaries now, but he'll never be able to beat Hillary Clinton until he did. Until he did. And we don't want to admit that that person or those persons or that movement or whatever, people were convinced that not doing devotions and having traditional choir robes and having red carpet and pews was going to destroy the church.
Absolutely.
Until somebody put a church in a warehouse and blew all the traditional churches in the city out. R.A. Vernon, people like that, went in the movie theater, did it the way they said it couldn't be done.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And so how about this? The jealousy factor. I'm jealous of what I can't do.
I'm jealous of what I can't do or what somebody.
I'm jealous that I can't do it, but another person can. Maybe I wish I were 40 years younger. Man, I want to run it back. I want the tools these people. You know, I've heard older preachers and politicians. I mean, I've heard people, leaders of all types say, man, if I had social media, you know, maybe, but maybe not. You know what I mean? It's a dynamic that
it's not innate in everybody. It is not innate in everybody.
Right. You're right.
It is not. Everybody's position is not to be on the front line. Everybody's position is not to be bold. Everybody is not going to have the mouthpiece. And then some people who want to have the mouthpiece, the words that come out their mouth.
Oh, I was just talking about that with Pastor Osborne. I was just talking about
it doesn't work.
I'm like, you can say you want to be in that spot. Can you manage it?
Right.
Maybe there are certain atmospheres, there are certain eras, there are certain structures where you can, but there might be places where you can't.
Right.
And because you can't, you have to acknowledge where your wheelhouse is, where your boundaries are. You know what I mean? You have to acknowledge where your boundaries are. And a lot of us don't. So I guess my question for you, Jeff, is, are we damaging? Have we changed enough as the body of Christ, particularly the Black church? Have we done enough, or are we still like behind the times that we live in at the church as a whole?
I think there's two opposite ends of that spectrum.
Okay.
I think there's some people who have overdone it.
Okay. You might be right.
I think there's some people who have went full CMC in the Black traditional church that has taken us away from our foundation. And not that it doesn't work.
It's no less spiritual. What I say is less spiritual or irrelevant.
But I mean, I need, I want a Hammond B3. I don't want a string guitar.
I feel you.
I can't hoop on a string guitar.
Some of us are chasing a market that never asked for this stuff.
Come on, sir.
We're chasing a market that did not ask for this. And I'm talking like even in the streets, like the unsaved. Like I've met unsaved folk that were like, yo, I went to such and it was like a super modern, and they're like, what is this?
Wasn't feeling it.
And they think like, yeah, this is who's gonna get the dope deal. And dope deal's like, I'm going to grandma's church.
Right.
Because it feels different. I want to have that feel. I want to have that.
Movies.
And there's a place for everybody and everything. There really is. There really is a place, like you said. But some people throw change out there for change's sake.
Yes.
Not for the betterment or the progressive movement towards a particular goal. And honestly, not towards necessity.
Right.
Not towards necessity.
So they're doing it for likes.
Likes, personal satisfaction.
I think it's more personal. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you one thing that is a bane of the existence. I came in incognito, Bishop. One of the bane of my existences that I have seen that nobody wants to talk about, that is apparent, Bishop, in our world, particularly and younger, is that a lot of what we're doing is because we are bored.
Wow.
We are bored because we've been here all this time. So now we're trying to convince the rest of the church that this will attract people who have not been in here and don't even know the difference, really. They don't really even know the difference. They can tell old from new. I mean, I get that. But we are imposing our own boredom. So I just don't want to do what I've been doing for this long because I've been here all this time and I've been singing the Blessed Offering Time for the last 30 years and I've been doing this format. So now I want to change it up. For what real purpose, though? You're bored and want to be innovative in a space that you've been in. And some of that, if I go real deep, is because you never really matured as a person. So you want the church to change around you so you can feel like you're in something fresh. That's why we have this thing,
Pass the plate right there.
Creatives, and that's the new word in the church now, is the creative. So this is beyond music and media. Now it's graphic design and artistry, and it's the creative work. Okay, and I get it. To be a creative is to almost be this constantly evolving, restless soul, so to speak. And that's kind of antithetical to church, right? Because church is the same thing every week, same rehearsal, same schedule, same annual, this, that, and the other. Okay, I get it. But now you're sort of like imposing that creative urge on the entire body of Christ. You got to go with me while I experiment. You got to go along with me. And if you won't, then, you're not flowing with the times and the newness and the this and the that. And then we convince ourselves you'll miss out on a whole demographic of people who, again, and here's how I know, and I'll speak to two, inside and outside, because sometimes that demographic does two things. Number one, they're not really reaching more people from the outside.
Right. Because
they've created their own conclave on the inside that's just not the older or traditional one, but it's still their own. I call it neo-traditionalism. It's new, but it's yours.
Right.
But it's still a tradition.
Right.
Because as soon as somebody does something outside of it, you don't like it. So if you're really, really into CCM, that's your new tradition.
Right.
And as soon as somebody sings a hymn, you act like you can't get with it.
Right.
Okay. Here's the second thing. You very rarely see willingness to engage at a more mature, stable level that actually makes the church what it is beyond your own performance.
Come on, sir.
So don't tell me about how you're not growing, if you won't come to Bible study. And it's a good Bible study. Mm-hmm. It's a good Bible study. And please stop thinking that your YouVersion Bible app is a Bible study or YouTube is a Bible study.
Pastor, my problem,
that's my thing.
My problem with it is when you're creative, but there's no conversion. So you got all the best graphics, you got all the best musicians, you got all the best, you doing the YouTube videos and all this stuff. But the truth be told, that YouTube stuff is only go so far. Because when I come visit your church,
I'm going to find out the real you.
When I come visit your church and, we can tell because you're only focused on you in the pulpit and you never show any clips of the audience.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. We're
gonna see the truth. And people don't stay for reels, Facebook reels.
Yeah.
They don't become disciples for Facebook reels.
And let me tie this together, because we're not just talking church, we're talking community, we're talking public service, we're talking this. And people want to truly feel a part of something, not just a spectator of something. And often movements start outside of our permission, because people found a space where they could be a participant and a part of something. Absolutely. And sometimes, like I said, because change and our fear of change is often centered around power, whether you are the old guard or the new guard that has established power, the fact of the matter is you sometimes create a bubble that only you fit in and benefit from. And you forget that there's always more people outside the bubble than inside the bubble.
That's it.
There's always more people out there. And so if they ever get together, which is what we saw politically in several phases, once they get together, they'll realize that they have more power outside the bubble than you have inside the bubble, and they can move forward without your permission. And so that's something for us to be cognitive of and responsive to a certain degree. So when I hear stuff about, voting is obviously a constant thing. Yes, absolutely. I agree 1,000% that we should vote. Black people should vote. Young people should vote. Yes, absolutely. What have you given them to vote for that they are actually a part of?
Right.
Not just a few policy talking points, because we just say stuff and they're like, well, we want you to vote for affordable housing, because if you vote for us, you'll vote for affordable housing. We're about 4 or 5 cycles past voting for different parties and still ain't got affordable housing.
That's right.
And you can't argue with that. How you going to argue with me? I haven't voted since 2000. A whole lot of stuff has happened. The recession, the pandemic, the first black president, first female running for president. I've been through all of it. And you know what? Life is more expensive no matter who you blame than it ever was before.
Absolutely.
I have less of a chance of the American dream, so to speak, of buying an affordable house, whether I lived in Warren or New York, which we all know it's a world apart, but it's still the same dynamic proportionally. So Like, and what have you allowed me to really participate in? Because often when I come in, if I join some party, if I walked in, and I'm a quality person, by the way, I'm pretty well educated. I could run for office and won. And I bet you if I showed up to the Democrats and said, I'm ready to be a part of you, they'd say, wait in line.
Yep.
Sit down and listen. Now, I didn't won whole elections without the party. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that makes me the world's greatest thing, but I'm saying I obviously know what I'm talking about. I can do a little something. They would say, wait in line. You got to go through the process. You got to be a precinct person first. You got to come to this. You got to rub this guy's back. You got to rub. And there's a whole group of people outside that I ain't rubbing nobody's back. I just believe in what I believe. And see, that's what we're missing, is that there is a whole world outside our preacher and church bubbles, our political bubbles, and even those of you that run, organizations, nonprofits, this, that, the other. Yeah, God bless you. You can come to your banquets. You get them you get the plaques. It's like the plaque Rolex. Everybody's rewarding each other. We've all been a part of it. I've been a part of it.
Yes.
But you know what the larger population is outside of all of this? Outside of all of it. It doesn't matter what side you're on. I'm not attacking any one side or the other. I'm saying that we don't pay attention to the masses until somebody does. Somebody does. And I feel like that's a part of embracing change, is understanding that there are usually really, really, really good ideas outside of my boardroom.
Absolutely. And I think that's where we get the Black Lives Matter movements from.
While we were having meetings in church basements, they were marching on City Hall.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So I kind of want to wrap this up with asking a question that some of you all can answer. And that is, what is the biggest change you would like to see in the Black community around spirituality, public service? Because it's all one big blob for us. You can't separate one from the other. You really can't say, I don't care. Some folk claim they do. I'm just Jesus and forget about. No, you got to believe. And trust me, you got a political policy, whatever, community service, nonprofit, whatever. It's all one big thing in the Black world. What's the most dynamic change do you think we should learn to embrace? And I'll give you mine first. Mine is more broad and might seem like a cop-out, but it's, we need to learn to recognize, embrace, and implement change faster, because the world moves so much faster than our systems are designed for. Wow. And we still have not caught up as Black folk, especially those of us who are from the traditional sense. We have not embraced fully, outside of like some bloggers and podcasters and one or two pastors here or there, the true force of innovation and the speed at which it operates. And I'm not talking about technology or Tesla, or I'm talking about how people think, how quickly opinions can shift, how quickly, social norms upend. We just sit here and shake our heads and preach about it. And I can't believe kids are into TikTok. Well, they are. Maybe you should get on there.
Right.
You're mad somebody got elected, or a preacher got popular, or an artist took off, because it's not a platform. If it wasn't that, it would be something else, and you still wouldn't be with it. If it wasn't TikTok, if it was Talk Tick, you still wouldn't be. It would, because your brain for change is at a certain speed that works for you or always worked for you. And so I feel like as a collective, we have to learn how to embrace. And the last thing I would just say is that we have to be more intelligent about it. We have to embrace the intelligent factors of feeling and discerning and being able to intelligently sort of process and analyze what we're seeing, hearing, and what to make out of it.
I think we're slow on change because we're afraid of change. You look at other people, they make changes and then tweak it along the way.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I think we're just afraid of change. We're afraid of what it's going to look like.
What was it that What was that Silicon Valley for a lot of the CEOs? It was like build up and break stuff or something like that. It was literally like they assumed they would create amazing stuff and also break stuff at the same time.
Right.
I'm gonna find that, because that was like a thing. But keep going, Big Mike.
No, that's it. It just, we're afraid of what it's going to look like, so we don't make the change. Again, when you have that other group, they sit around, they talk about it, they talk about the details, the pros, the cons, and they make the change. And if it's not working out, then they tweak the change to make it better.
Move fast and break things. That's been the Silicon Valley. Move fast and break things. Mark Zuckerberg started that. And it championed the idea that speed and disruption are more valuable than caution, traditional regulations, and avoiding collateral damage. Speed and disruption are more valuable than caution, traditional regulations, and avoiding collateral damage. Don't forget that a lot of our 100-year-old churches worship a dude that did ministry in 3 years.
Right. I don't know about that, man.
You don't know? I know.
I don't know about that because of who Mark Zuckerberg. It's easy to say, you know what I'm saying? When you can lose $100 million and still be cool, you know what I'm saying? You don't really have a care about speed, and you know what I mean? If I crash my Benz right now, I ain't getting another car.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a difference.
Right.
It's a difference. But for me, I would just say regardless of how long it takes, and I know you said to accept it,
right.
But for me, regardless of how long it takes, is to stop fighting quality change.
Wow.
Quality. Now I'm talking quality change.
Fighting quality
because
change.
Oftentimes when change comes, first thing we want to, because we didn't do it or because it wasn't our idea, we want to fight it. Stop fighting quality. When it's there and you know it's quality, you know it's good, stop fighting it, go with it, flow with it.
Stop fighting quality change. I like that. And recognize quality change when you see it in the people, and to Mo's point, who have the capacity to lead it. And let's just talk about the other side of that. Fear, being afraid, but the other big part is insecurity. You become insecure.
Right.
You don't become less of a person allowing someone or someone's be the best that they can be, if that elevates them, if that gives them more attention. Because let's be clear, and to Mo's point, the idea of letting people lead who can lead, we've sort of democratized leadership in a way, and the idea of being change agents and community workers to a point to where it's almost like a participation trophy at this point, right. Which is why we're seeing what we're seeing. I said to somebody earlier, if we eliminated all community awards for like the next 5 years, I'd be fine. Because now we're just feeling like it's like a tit for tat thing, because it's more about feeling secure that I'm an important person by being recognized while we're not actually making real change. Mediocrity has become excellence now.
Right.
Ignorance is on par with intelligence. We almost hate intelligence because I don't want to feel stupid. I don't want to feel less than. Right. So I'll find a way to call the intelligent person, the smart person. Well, you're arrogant. You're egghead. You're overconfident. You think you know it all.
The insecurity.
It's insecurity. President Harrison says some of the old black churches live in a different dynamic than the real world. Speed for some is not the norm of their reality, and you're absolutely right. Speed for some is not the norm of their reality. And honestly, people like myself, I'm younger. You have the same. We love the church so much that we'll keep encouraging, keep working, keep coming beside people, knowing that sometimes their capacities are limited. They can't do, and I don't sit here and expect an older church with mostly older members to suddenly become a TikTok church. Right. I don't expect an older politician or person who's worked effectively in politics. I'm not expecting Sonny Morgan, who is like the godfather of our local voting advocacy, to suddenly become Instagram famous because that's where it's at now. Not at all. But allow those pillars to live where they live while we continue to build new foundations in and around them that build on what they have developed. Right. We just don't often allow it to happen. And sometimes we attach age to it. If you ain't been here as long as me, that's all that matters. Not when you're living in times of dynamic change. Age and even experience and longevity don't always matter the most in every era.
Come on, sir. They
just don't. I've been doing this for 50 years, and this is year 51, and everything is different. Sorry, Pastor Harrison. You know I love you.
No disrespect.
Right, no disrespect. But I mean, and that's something that we've often missed the mark in a lot of ways, where dynamic changes happen right around us, and we felt that our longevity is somehow rendered irrelevant. And it's not that it didn't matter, it's just that it doesn't have its full impact and effect right now in this right moment. And so let those who lead, the whole fake, like you said, fake leadership. Everybody wants to be a leader. Leadership is more boring than it is, selfies,
tedious,
and pictures and banquets and plaques. And I mean, I'm listening to people literally. I said this to P.O. today. I am listening to people literally justify their very worth by the fact that they've won a few awards. I've listened to people try to win arguments with that.
Absolutely.
I'm right about this because I've won an award. I've won some awards. I took down about 40 awards out of my office between my house and my church office when I moved. I don't got nowhere to put them. I put some of them up and they're in boxes. And I've never once thought to myself, this is what validates me. This is proof of me. This is, see, not when anybody can go out and buy a plaque and sketch your name on it and start a nonprofit 2 months ago and then say, here's an award. And I'm not saying that awards are worthless or that it's a wrong thing. I'm honored by every single one and now not everybody gets them. I understand that. But we are getting a little participation trophy-ish. And it still doesn't validate you.
It does.
It doesn't make you right. It doesn't make you competent.
And you know it. Because when you go home and lay your head down at night, who have you affected? What change has really taken place because of what you done? When you look at that award, can you really say you should have got it?
Would you give it to yourself?
Right.
If you weren't you.
Right.
If you weren't you.
Right.
Yeah, and I appreciate what Sister Rosalind said earlier about respect for our community and in our community. I think she said that earlier, the changes she would like to see, respect for the community. And I've said this a lot. Now, Bishop Roderick Hennings preached a message at Koji Convocation some years ago, and the entire sermon was, it's about respect. And he went a lot of different directions with it, but one of that points was that it's look at how we've lost respect for the basic, simple things, including one another. And we always think that's like a guttural thing, like that's the thugs, that's the young kids. But it honestly happens amongst us at the upper echelon, so to speak. Thank you. I love that, Sister Sonia. Leadership to me is making other leaders for positive impact. I love that. I absolutely love that. Leadership for me is making other leaders. Is anybody else becoming a better them because of you?
Right.
Or are you just hogging up all the, look at what I'm doing. I'm the worker. I've been working. I am the worker. I am the, people saying I am the birthday. That's what I say. And so I feel like we have to have a paradigm shift around us. And you have to understand that for those of us, I've said this a million times, and I feel like now I'm middle-aged. I used to sit in this room right down the hallway, and I would sometimes say in different types of meetings with different types of groups, when I was always the youngest one in the room, I'm the only one that has to live with this for the next 30 years. What we do or don't do, what we advocate for, what we don't. I'm the only one. I'm in a room full of 60, 70, 80-year-olds. I'm the only one whose kids are in a school right now that will be affected by this policy. There were times when I was in these rooms with fellow ministers or politicians, and God bless. I mean, I absolutely respect and honor the 60 years you put in, but the next 60 years belongs to me.
Right.
It just does. And so you should at least think about that. And now I'm trying to train my own mind that as much as I critique now, I'm like, I want to get over the critique phase of the younger generation, even with my critiques, so that I can start thinking about what about their souls?
Yeah.
What about their futures? What about their jobs? What about their families? I've said it, and I don't think people are hearing me, so I'll just say it a second because I love you. We are still focused on souls.
Absolutely.
That's the most important thing. Not wants, not desires, not processes, not systems, not traditions. Souls.
That should be our wheelhouse.
Do we really want souls to be saved, or just do we want us to get our way? Do we want to maintain our comforts? Do we want to get credit for how long we've been doing this and how many accolades we've received and how many people have come to adore us? Or do we want to make sure that souls are protected, saved, preserved, encouraged, kept in the ark, brought into the ark?
Come on.
Is that, I don't care if you're going, I'm in the midst of a transition coming in to a place. My focus is souls, not my position.
That's it.
And the place I've transitioned from, I'm still concerned about those souls, not who gets in a position.
I said it the other day. Businesses go out of business all the time because they stop focusing on their product. Our product is souls. And if we're not focusing on that, then we're losing a generation.
And when we look at changes, and I have to say this, underneath, and let's look at the other side. And I hate to call it the other side, but it is. The conservative side, the Tea Party, the MAGA, the this, the that. Underneath what are probably a whole lot of vultures, opportunists. You know, there are millions of people who really have hope in these policies that they're spouting. It's not just we just hate immigrants. They really do believe that a bunch of jobs are going to open up if we get rid of these Haitians. And they really, you know what I mean? But somebody spoke to them. And there might be some truth in some policies that could benefit if sold the right way and with some spirit of love and grace and really wanting everybody to succeed, which we know a lot of it isn't. You know, praise God, Sister Sonia. I'm glad to see someone fellowshipped in. That's all I care about. I really do. And what we're seeing on the liberal side, on the woke side, or whatever you want to call it, the socialist side, I don't care. You've got a bunch of young people who are dying under the weight of healthcare, dying under the weight of low wages, dying under the weight of housing. And you don't want them to get excited about somebody who is got a different energy when you've not delivered? When new churches do pop up, if our churches haven't been relevant, how can I be mad that someone's found hope down the street? How can I be mad if I'm in a black church, someone's found Jesus in a white church? I have all kind of opinions, but if I'm really caring about their souls and their well-being and they found hope in it, now maybe I can help direct that in a healthier, manner, stay balanced. There's always another side to that. Don't get into an extremist position, but to just put things down wholesale. Yeah. And again, I'm a part of that generation, and I'm one of the blessed, lucky, fortunate ones in my generation that a lot of people are not in the position me and you are in. And so they put a trust in a different political dynamic that doesn't fit the mold when the old one ain't working for us. I mean, Hitler made promises. And a whole lot of people fought him, so we just hope it's not at that, that level.
So did Jim Jones.
So did Jim Jones and a whole lot of folk. And Trump. But I'm just saying, change is going to happen around us, and transition. And I'm telling you, and we're in the Midwest. At least I am today. Catch me in 3 days. But I can tell you my experience in New York. You feel like that really is the epicenter of all these policies we hear about that don't really seem to resonate. You talk about COVID restrictions. It might not have made sense in Ohio, but it sure did make sense on a subway. You talk about EPA stuff. Might not have made sense where you don't see nobody on your own street, but when you're bumper to bumper for 2 hours a day, I get why you want to do something about them emissions, that kind of thing. And everything's not for everybody, but sometimes you have to get to a place where the change is so evident and needed to realize why people have pushed for it for so much.
That's good.
And it kind of comes this way eventually. But now you're kind of on the cutting edge of it where you see why it's needed now. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I pray that we as a people, and I'm honestly speaking primarily in the black direction, I pray that we as a people who have always been change agents learn and embrace how to navigate new dynamics of change that we might not be so familiar with because we've had one particular cat by the tail and we don't quite know how to wrangle a new one. But our survival depends on it.
Yeah.
Our survival depends on it. I remember being told that the online internet stuff is not the way, and this man got back in the office off of podcasts and TikToks. He did. I'm talking about Trump.
I know.
The Joe Rogans of the world. I mean, the people who promoted him, the Tucker Carlsons, the Charlie Kirks, they took some of the mechanisms that they told us weren't worthwhile.
And used it to their advantage.
I've always said from a historic, I have a couple books. I'm actually writing about it in one of my classes right now. I'm going to send to you, Mo. One is about change in general. Another one's about church. But I often said that when Dr. Martin Luther King died, within 5 years, Jerry Falwell snuck into his office and picked up his playbook and gave it to white evangelicals. The idea of using the church as a mass movement for the change you want to see. And they had a change they want to see. And they decided to take that same playbook and use the power of the church to pressure politicians to get what they wanted. And they've been doing it for 50 years, 55 years now. And this is where we're at now. You must have the 10 Commandments in schools and read the Bible in Texas. And in the state of Ohio, if you didn't know, they literally teach that the ideal of life, which I'm not saying I disagree with it, but I wouldn't want it in my child's school in this day and age. You know, that marriage and a nuclear family, like you have to teach that as curriculum. Right. Whoa. I know what my convictions are, but somebody took the playbook and ran with it. And we left it on the sideline, and now we're mad that they were bold enough to get what they wanted.
Wow.
And you're correct. The Sister Melanie didn't take, you know how many people have asked me about being from Ohio and do we all eat cats and dogs and whatnot? Thank you, Pastor. They want kids to read what they don't. Yeah. And won't live by. The church is powerful. And again, we have to use it to its full boldness. Sometimes we're so busy trying to be protectionist that we forget that we ought to be progressive.
That's it.
Final thoughts, Pastor Jeff?
I'm just happy to be here, man. It was a great show, man.
I'm digging your outfit, by the way, man. You headed to the Frankie Beverly concert?
This is, you know, this is
to the
Bro, I can't even white balance his camera.
You can't even, right. I see it. It's all neon green over there.
You know what I'm saying? It's all bright. I've been
look like the Flintstones behind him.
I haven't had time this year to get out on a golf course like you, so I said I wear my stuff. I
just got a floss.
I make it look like I'm there.
Don't nobody golfing that. At the Jay-Z golf tournament.
I've been playing with the white balance the whole show.
Right. I noticed it ain't worked at all. He over here glowing like an angel. Angel Short North. Hey, y'all, before we go, and I give Big Mike final word, I want to wish my bishop and pastor, Bishop Dr. Calvin Rice, a very happy birthday. It's his birthday today. I wasn't in New York, here with the family, getting ready for some things. Bishop. But happy birthday, Bishop Rice. Love you. All of my New York fam, I love you. I'll see you next week. And just enjoy your summer, everybody. Big Mike?
Yeah, thanks for, doing the show, man. Pastor Todd, Pastor Jeff, appreciate y'all. Love y'all. I know we're not on all the time. I was kind of worried about who was going to show up. But, hey, y'all still rocking with us, man.
I think we're beating the BET Awards in ratings.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
We're beating them in ratings. They're more familiar with us than they are with the people on the awards show.
Yeah, that's all I got. Peace, y'all.
Hey, love y'all. Take care. We don't know when we'll be back, but when we are back, we know you'll be there. So, peace out.
Peace.